Information is a massive asset, right? Big corporations don't have all these, you know, privacy protection and stuff, user end agreements and stuff. Facebook has been known to use data and stuff to, give you ads accordingly, and they use it in evil ways, right? There was a story about how this girl deleted a selfie, and Facebook started recommending her more makeup ads or more beauty products. And information is going to be your biggest asset, and the lack of information is going to be your biggest liability. And the more you know stuff, the more you are curious, the more you learn, the more you find out how little you actually know. And no matter however much you learn and gain information, you'll always know very little of what's going on, right? Unless it's like a specialization, you'll know very little. But the thing is, right, people are losing their attention spans, right? Including me, I'm no different, right? I have my own phone addictions as well. But the thing is, right, when you have low attention spans, you can be taken advantage of. How so? It's because you can't read books. And think about this. If you can't put together your attention span and read a book, because how much screen time do you have, let's be honest, right? 3 to 6 hours, maybe even 9, 10, right? I don't know you personally, but it's definitely not less than 3. And most of that is probably just wasted time. But instead, if you read, you gain raw facts and knowledge, right? And people, including me, have considered reading a dumbass thing. As we've evolved so much, there's movies, there's YouTube videos, and there's podcasts and stuff, audiobooks from which you can actually learn quicker. But why does it have to be quick? Right? Why? How about you just enjoy the process and go through the raw stuff? Because when information is summarized, you don't get what the author was trying to say. Right? When you summarize a book, you don't get what the author was trying to say. You get what someone who's trying to explain what the author was trying to say, explaining it to you. And that's like having a middleman. So, can you really tell what the author was yapping about? Can you? And the thing is, when you get presented with raw facts, there's going to be gems hidden in those, right? Because when something is altered, there's always knowing that it was altered because of a reason. Right? I don't put a cut in between my videos unless I've said the N-word. But the thing is, when you get an advantage over others, right? For people who have good attention spans, who are not addicted to their phones, these guys can read, right? These guys can read for hours a day. And my dad used to have a reading addiction back when he was my age. He's got like 300 books. He used to read like he used to finish like a 300, 400 book, like a 400 page book, like, with those texts, not even the images and shit, not even cartoon drawings. He used to finish that in like a day and shit. And, when you love to do something, you just get good at it because you love it. But I don't have that level of an attention span because I've been feeding myself too much dopamine and stuff through Instagram Reels and YouTube. And it gets to a point where the people who aren't addicted have an advantage over me. They can gain more information, more raw information that they can implement in their own life by interpreting it in their own way instead of having a babysitter, in essence, to explain everything to them, right? And that's how you get the biggest advantage. Because look at all the rich people or the famous people, they read books, right? Some of them won't, right? Some of them are like Kevin Hart and they sell their soul. But most people who actually work hard, get rich and stuff, who actually have to manage their time, who actually have to have good time management, if they can somehow make sense of how, reading a book is better than, listening to an audio book or watching a YouTube video about the same thing or watching a movie about the same thing is better, then how about we rationalize that as well by just saying it's better for your attention span and you actually get to focus on stuff and you don't have this blue light constantly, messing with your eyes when you're reading a book, right? So read, because it will give you an advantage, and you gotta use like every advantage you have, because be honest, you don't have much of an advantage, right? If you have a rich dad, you can be ugly. If you are pretty and you have a rich dad, well, then you can, have some other thing. There's a lot of problems in the world, and you can, the winner is the one who takes advantage of his advantage. Good luck. Keep reading. Start reading. Improve your memory. Get your shit together. Because no one's coming to save you. And do the hard work even when you don't feel like it. Good night.